Creepshow is a 1982 horror anthology consisting of 5 incredible segments directed by legendary filmmaker George A. Romero and written by the king of horror himself, Stephen King. But it's so old! Should you even watch it at this point? While it's very much a nostalgic blast to the past in pure, unhinged 80s horror fashion with unforgettable music, dark humor, incredible special effects supplied by none other than horror maestro Tom Savini, and it possesses an undeniable charm, it's still just as relevant today as it's ever been. With social commentaries on incels, racism, abusive partners, and a startling rise in the lack of pride in one's lawn care. What's up, horror fam? Steven aka Bojangles here. And come closer, my friends, I have something scary to show you. Today, I'm giving you 10 reasons why you should absolutely watch Creepshow right now. Well, not right now because you're hanging out with me, but after this, you should totally go watch it. Number 1, 5 different horror stories in one. 6 if you count the wraparound, which you totally should because it's great and stars Tom Atkins, who is a horror icon. And fun fact, Tom Atkins gets more ass than a toilet seat. Look, we've all been there. We've put in a movie and 20 minutes later, your hungry man, beer battered chicken and fries is all gone. And now you're starting to question your life decisions because, hey man, this movie's not looking so great, but you are a gentleman and a scholar. So you know it is far better to waste a full hour and a half than 20 minutes and just shut it off right now. So you are committed. You're locked into this movie. So you're going to sit there and check it out. But by the time 21 minutes rolls around, you're starting to sit there and think, man, some gushers would be really good right now. 22 minutes in, why does my remote smell funny? 23 minutes in, man, what did my cat just do? 24 minutes in, hey, you remember that time I fell down the stairs in middle school and June came and checked on me? That was super embarrassing. I wonder what she's up to now. Look, and you got an hour and 6 minutes left of that. With Creepshow, you have 5 awesome segments. All of these stories are vastly different. They're going to give you different subgenres of horror, and they're going to take place in different locations. I mean, we're going to go everywhere from the beach to the country to a high rise in the big city. And there's going to be even different monsters, okay? We have zombies, we have creatures, we have cockroaches, we have whatever the hell this thing is, and then even more zombies and abusive fathers. I'm telling you what, there's nothing more scary than abusive parents, am I right? And all of these stories come packed with different life lessons that hold true just as much today as they did back in 1981. Let me tell you something, the learning material you're going to take out from Creepshow is going to be worth a whole lot more than Sesame Street ever taught you. If one segment doesn't resonate with you, I guarantee you some of the other segments will, and there's a very high chance that you are going to absolutely love every segment in this movie. So why aren't you watching it right now? Oh, because you're hanging out with me? Let's get to point number 2. Comic book aesthetic. When have you ever seen a horror movie or a movie in general that has been able to pull off the comic book look? Now, sure, there's some movies today that have kind of pulled it off, like Sin City, stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, Creepshow was the first to do it, and they were the best to do it. Nothing looks like this movie with the goofy transitions, the crazy green screen effects with like the comic book graphics that come up behind somebody as they're screaming or something like that in freeze frame action. Looks absolutely stunning, and I promise you're not going to see this anywhere else. You couple that with the fun comic book style sound effects, there is nothing out there like this movie, and it really somehow melds with it and just looks like those old spooky comic books from the 50s. It's like you're watching a Tales from the Crypt or a Vault of Horror comic come alive on the screen in front of you. It is an unforgettable experience. This is a different kind of horror film. Number 3, great practical makeup effects in vastly different areas. Now, there is absolutely no disputing that Tom Savini is the king of practical makeup effects, and we've seen his work in everything from Dawn of the Dead to Maniac to Friday the 13th. So many classics. But if you want to see him at his absolute best and see just how versatile this man can be, Creepshow is a shining example of his expertise, of what this man was absolutely born to do. You are going to get some of his wonderful zombie makeup. I mean, come on, that goes without saying. But you're also going to see him design some creatures. You're going to see him take on flesh-eating cockroaches. You are going to get so much out of this man. You will see things that you will never be able to scrub from your mind. Each segment of this film is so different. It gives him a different area to shine in, and he tackles that work with the utmost of intensity. And what you get is something memorable to take away from every single segment. Who doesn't want their very own Fluffy? Sure, he's terrifying as hell in the movie. Would hate to encounter him in those circumstances, but I'd love to have him in the collection. Number 4, legends coming together. Stephen King and George A. Romero, get out of here. Could you have a more perfect pairing in the world of horror? You have the legend who brought us the modern zombie as we know it, and you have Stephen King at his coked out peak in this one, baby. He is absolutely unhinged with the stories he is going to bring to you in this film, which he then handed to legendary director George A. Romero, who brought those stories to life. Couldn't have a better pairing in horror, and it shows off in this film. After you watch this, I want you to come back here and tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead, I'll wait. Number 5, dark humor. There's some people out there, they think movies get a little bit too scary for them, and one thing that can help them out is if a movie incorporates some humor. So that's when you get your dark humor, and Creepshow is very good at that. While it can get very dark, it's also going to be really funny, and you are absolutely going to fall in love with some of these characters. But then you're also going to laugh when they die. And then there's going to be some characters that you absolutely hate. You cannot stand this freaking person, and you cannot wait until they get their comeuppance. And then you're going to feel really bad when they do die. That is just how well written and well directed this movie is. It just evokes all of the emotions from you. Number 6. People getting what they deserve. There are some absolutely vile characters in this film. You are going to hate them. You are going to feel so bad for anyone who interacts with them, and you just won't be able to believe that they could be this bad. And you're going to think, oh my God, are they actually going to get away with treating people this way? I'm going to tell you something. Creepshow serves up justice cold and hard, my friends. Now, it may not work out the way that you want it to work out, or it may not work out the way that you expect it to work out, but I promise you, it is going to get worked out. And sometimes in the most horrendous ways imaginable. You're going to love it. Number 7, Stephen King actor. Now, let's be honest. When you think of Stephen King, I guarantee you think of him and his huge catalog of novels that he has written over the years. Or maybe you even think about the time he directed Maximum Overdrive, or even his little cameo appearances that he's made in some of his adaptations over the years. But you never think of him as a full-fledged actor until you watch Creepshow, where he plays the role of country bumpkin Jordy Verrill for a full-on segment. He is pretty much the only actor in this whole short, and I'm telling you right now, he does an incredible job. The caricature that he plays is completely unforgettable, completely lovable, and he does it all convincingly. He is arguably one of the most memorable characters in the entire film. And you gotta think, this is an anthology with 5 different segments, or 6, and he is still one of the most popular characters. So that should tell you something in and of itself. Fun fact, the role he plays, Jordy Verrill, Tom Atkins actually wanted this role when he was talking with George A. Romero about coming onto the film, but George told him, hey man, Steven wants this role for himself, but I think you would be great as the father in the wraparound segment. Would you take that? And Tom was like, come on, George. Of course I will. Number 8, the sounds. Let me ask you a question. What does a comic book sound like? Go ahead. Try to answer that. Can you answer that? Is it even possible? You would have no clue until you watch a film like Creepshow. Seriously, I don't know how they did it. They made a movie with the perfect comic book aesthetic, but that's okay. I mean, because there is a foundation there. You can open a comic book and kind of see what that looks like, but comic books don't make any noise. And this film somehow captures what you would imagine if a comic book did have sound, if it had music, if it had sound effects, if it had a score. And plus, you get some absolutely wild dance scenes out of Ed Harris in this one. I'm just telling you, the sound effects play so well with the editing and the aesthetic of this film. You'll walk away with the sound of a film being one of the main points that you really loved about it. When is the last time you could say that about a movie? Number 9, Leslie Nielsen plays a bad guy. What do you think of when you see this silver fox? Maybe Airplane, maybe Repossessed, maybe the Naked Gun movies, or hell, if you are a redneck gangster from West Virginia like myself, maybe even The Waitress from Stan Helsing. In other words, you always picture Leslie Nielsen as this legendary comedic actor. In Creepshow, he plays a freaking villain. Can you believe it? You are going to get to see Leslie Nielsen in a completely different light. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't have some dark humor moments, and I'm not saying that it's hard to kind of overlook those comedic expectations that you want from him, but he plays an extremely and extraordinarily effective villain. This is going to be one of his classic roles that you will never be able to forget. And it is such a contrast to everything else that you know him for. It's going to boggle your mind at first, but I promise you, you're going to love it, and you're going to love him, and you're going to love what happens to him even more. Now, that's not to say his complete personality changed, because on set, apparently he was still the fun-loving, jokester, prankster, comedian guy. Apparently would walk around with a little fart machine or whoopee cushions and play pranks on people and just laugh the whole time.
These ladies came up to him and said, "Oh, Mr. Nielsen, how lovely to meet you." And he just, "Nice to meet you too." I mean, it was like...
Which is just a testament to how much fun this movie is and how much fun they were having on set. Which brings me to my next point. Number 10, the clout. This film looks like absolutely nothing else. It was two titans, two legends of horror coming together on a film, something we have really never seen before, and they both absolutely brought it and gave us something that is an undeniable classic. You have to watch this film. It's so scary, but it's so fun. Not only the aesthetic, but the film itself. It is clear that they were having so much fun on set when they made this. It is a testament to great special effects, great writing, great editing, great directing, great storytelling, great characterization, everything. There's also a great documentary that was put out on this film a few years ago called Just Desserts, The Making of Creepshow. I highly suggest watching that. It just shows how much fun it must have been to be on that set, how much love and care was put into this film, and all the kooky and fun things that were going on behind the scenes. I think it is a perfect companion piece to check out with this. I'll link to that plus this movie in the description below if you want to check them out. But this is a film that absolutely deserves to be in your repertoire. The next time you come into the Talk Horror Discord server, I don't want you to feel like you're missing something in the horror fandom, okay? I want you to be able to jump right in there and be like, hey guys, I watched Creepshow. I can hang with the best of yous. Let's talk about this classic film. Now, don't get it twisted. In the horror fam, we love and welcome everybody, so you'd never have that problem. But seriously, I would love to talk with you about Creepshow. So if you check it out, please hop in the Discord and talk with me. Leave a comment below. Either way, it's such a great movie that I really think you're going to enjoy, and that is why I made this video. I think the film deserves to be seen and is kind of criminally underseen and underrated as well. All right, now what are you doing? Go watch this great movie and then come back and tell me what you thought, okay? Go ahead. Get on out of here. Okay, now it's starting to get a little bit creepy, okay? Will you just go? Okay, if you're going to sit there, at least hit that like button too, okay? Okay, can you hit the like button? Okay. Okay. Still here? Okay. 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 Well, can you bring me a Hungry Man, beer battered chicken and French fries meal? That'd be great. Okay.